around second, Bill Kyrish, joined by a man who's known around here as the burner of pizza rolls. He's also known as the runner on third because he's always about to score. Travis, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you doing today?
Good. Enjoying these semi-burnt pizza rolls, but good.
I'm sorry, man. All right, so you forget to put them on a timer. Shit happens. Guys, what's going on? If you're just tuning in, we are the Men in Scoring Position podcast. We are a sports-related podcast. Sports adjacent, if you will. You can find us on any one of our social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook, SoundCloud, iTunes, all self-titled Men in Scoring Position. You can also find us on, Twitter and Snapchat at Men in Scoring POS. Mm-hmm. You can email us any of your thoughts, comments, general overall points of view, fantasy questions, advice, all to meninscoringpod@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. And guys, this will be uploaded to iTunes, SoundCloud, and we are exclusively through YouTube.
Fun.
And just remember that, if you ever like any of our social media and show the Laugh Factory Chicago, you get 2 complimentary tickets. That being said, Billy, what do they always need to do?
Rate, review, subscribe, and
tell a friend. Tell a friend. Tell friends.
Tell a group.
Tell a plethora.
Cornucopia, if you will.
Oh, guys, you have to bear with us. We've been doing homework, working long hours. Mm-hmm. It's 1 a.m. Mm-hmm.
I got off the wrong stop.
We are... Did you? Yeah, that's right. You got off on Jarvis, right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we are going to hit you. We're going to talk a couple things today. This is primarily... we're dropping this, what is tomorrow, the 10th?
Tomorrow is, the 10th, correct.
So we're going to have a lot of fantasy football advice for you. You'll hear that, so stay tuned for all of that, guys. First, I think we're going to start with what? NCAA, right?
Yeah, I thought we'd go all the way back to Sunday. Was that Sunday, I believe? Okay. UCLA.
Yeah.
UCLA, Texas A&M.
The Hebrew Hammer.
I prefer the Rosen one.
The Rosen one.
But, oh my God, dude, they're down 44-10 at one point. They come storming back. Much like the Maccabees against the
Hurricane Irma.
Hurricane Irma. They lit the candles. The oil lasted. I'm sorry, I got nothing else. So
I got nothing. I don't know.
So they come back and they win. I think it's it was a hell of a game. I remember I was watching it at work, and one of the people I work with is a UCLA fan, and I started making fun of her a little bit. And I swear, I work at a pretty nice steakhouse, and I'm behind the bar.
He's got to make that plug at least once.
And Del Frisco's, check us out. And I swear, I look up. At one point, I was 44-10, and then I'm doing my stuff. It gets busy at work, and you can't really see what's going on TV.
Right.
And I turn around, and I see Alex, and she's one of the sommeliers there, and she's like super excited. I was like, what? And I look up, and it's 45-44.
That's nuts.
And I just yell, bullshit.
You're like, wait, don't fire me. I'm sorry.
And then I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But I was just so
taken aback,
shocked by that. And then I went back and I watched the game. It was when I got home, it was on ESPN again. So I watched that. Yeah. And then I watched a bunch of highlights and all this stuff. And it just, that was such a combination of luck and
time out. Yes, it was luck. Yes, it was luck. But the same thing could be said for what the NFC Championship back when Seattle and and Green
everything
Bay,
had to go right.
Everything has to go right, but there is a certain amount of skill involved. You don't come back from a deficit. Of course,
there is. I'm just making fun of. I just think people need to calm down.
Listen, Jews have gone through enough throughout history without you belittling them on this podcast.
I'm sorry, Jesus was a Jew. So they were down 40.
Don't worry, you've redeemed yourself.
44-28, I want to say. And Rosen drops back. He gets a little pressure. He drops back, and then he throws the ball, and it's right in the defender's hands, the safety. And it goes right through his hands. UCLA touchdown.
Would you say it was a Hail Mary?
I would not say it was a Hail. No.
Are we done with religious?
Yes, we are done with that.
If you will. No, it was a great game.
I would say fun. Justin Evans graduating and coming to the Buccaneers. They lost a good safety AM, so that's good. So
dude, I cannot wait to break down your Buccaneers.
No, so it goes right through his hands. UCLA scores. They get the ball back. They come back. Rosen with the fake spike touchdown. It was just like
Marino-esque.
It's like if any of those go wrong, they lose the game. and they win, and that was just a super cool like opening weekend game.
Yeah,
super good.
No, there was a lot of really cool games. I know that.
I think people need to calm down about Josh Rosen just a little bit.
Yeah,
but that was super cool to watch.
Yeah, no, I like that game. I was invested in other games, but when I was flipping back and forth, I was like, well, this is something special. Then I went back like you and watched the game. It was fucking impressive. I mean, if that was like a higher stakes game, we're talking one of the greatest comebacks of all time kind of deal. So, but yeah, there were a couple other ones that were going on. That was was week one.
That was just Monday. I wanted to hit on that because that was just super
fast
cool.
Forward to week two. Today.
So today,
today, my boys go blue. You guys kicked some major ass today. We beat Cincinnati.
Why don't you ever guys say go Maize?
No, because you go blue.
You
go blue.
That's amazing.
You go blue.
Like, come on, any of those. No, just go blue.
We beat them 36-14. We had a pick six. And Wilton Spate, I know Frank Severino, you listen, big Michigan fan. He seemed
How large is he? Is he a very large man?
I mean, I haven't seen it. We're talking about his... Anyway.
His fandom.
His fandom, if you will. Wilton Spade, I think he was 17 for 22, and he went 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. A facilitator, that's all we need to do at the quarterback position. I know that we were talking about O'Kern and other guys. Spade's been the guy. He's the vet on the team, and we got a well-oiled machine with Harbaugh there. We just need to not fuck up. We need to beat the guys that count. Speaking of games, and
that count. We're talking about Ohio
Speaking of people
State.
that I didn't think was going to get beat, and I'm so glad they did. I think if it wasn't so blasphemous, I'd almost get a Sooner jersey. Can we please talk about the Ohio State-Oklahoma game and stop talking about how Ohio State is so amazing this year?
It was something else, man. I mean, it was at one point. I think it was 2 minutes left in the second quarter. It was 3-0, and I just remember looking up. I was like, man, this is a shitty game. And then they end up winning 31-16.
Yeah.
Oklahoma does.
Right.
And, I mean, Baker Mayfield looked good. That offense looked good. That, what do you have? 300, almost 400 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. I mean, ended the game 14 straight completions.
Yeah.
And then that defense too, just shut them down. In second half.
You just have all these commentators like Coward and everybody, and they're like Ohio State, Ohio State, Ohio State, and like bias aside, I'm like honestly, I'd be more afraid of going up like if there was a possibility to go up against like a Bama or something like Ohio State. They're beatable. They're very, very beatable. They're not this untouchable team. You know, they're top 5. You know, but I don't think that they're this like they make them sound like and they hype them up like they could play up against an NFL team. You know, and I'm like, no, I'm not buying it. Which is always
just fucking ridiculous.
It's so
whenever
dumb.
They say that.
Talking about an 18-year-old kid.
Bama can beat the Browns. Like, no,
let me ask you a question. Who's getting past Joe Thomas? Nobody.
Yeah, no, it's just
not happening.
It's like, okay, yeah, a few of those are going to make the NFL and be starters, but come on.
Yeah, get the fuck out of my face. Speaking of
get the fuck out of my face?
Get fucking my face. Lamar Jackson.
Saying get the fuck out of my face, bro.
Whoa.
This is your... Oh, sorry. That was him saying it to
Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, he said it. He's Samuel Jackson's nephew.
Michael Jackson's third removed cousin, right?
So, dude, he's saying, get the fuck out of my face.
For real.
Heisman, dude, is that third or fourth game in a row? 300 yards passing, 100 yards rushing. Yeah,
and they got some sweet helmets, too.
5 touchdowns combined today.
Yeah.
At one point, I was watching the game, and McElroy, Greg McElroy, old Alabama quarterback, was calling the game, and it was the third and goal from the 1 yard line. It was like a busted play.
It was third and somewhere.
Just third. Fourth and forever kind of thing, and UNC defends it perfectly, and he has the quote unquote grown man run. Just runs over the dude. Scores a touchdown.
Those are my favorite. I don't care who you are, what you like about football, but the minute that you see somebody get just beast mode, I think that's why a Marshawn Lynch is so...
And he's not a big dude, but he has gained strength in the offseason. He had a few bad throws, but he made up for it. I was watching this game this morning, and I thought he was very, very, very impressive. And that's why I think we both picked Louisville to win the ACC this year.
Yeah.
I think he's clearly the best player in college football right now. Now, is that going to translate to the NFL?
I don't know if he's clearly the best, but he's definitely. I don't see anybody coming for the title. Maybe Scarborough or something like that.
In my opinion, he's the best. He's clearly the best.
I'm with you there. I'm just thinking, trying to.
So
think
that was to your, because you said last week that you thought.
Yeah, I think he can back to back.
He can get back to back, which has not happened since.
I'm sorry, Uninhabited?
It hasn't happened since.
Oh, Archie Griffin.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, back to back. I mean, you have had multiple Heisman.
No, you haven't.
Well, didn't Tebow want to, didn't he?
No, only one ever.
He won.
I was trying to give you credit on that one.
Well, he won 2 national championships, 1 Heisman. Correct?
Well, yeah, as the backup his first year, because Leak was the quarterback.
Yeah, Leak was the man. When the Bears took him, I was really pumped. I really was. I was like, "Fuck yeah, Chris Leak."
All right, so I was trying to help you with that one.
You don't need to help me.
So
it's 1 in the morning.
My Heisman pick, Sam Darnold, quarterback USC. They end up beating Stanford 42-24.
You're coming full circle on this whole USC thing.
4 touchdowns right there. And Stanford's a damn good team.
Yeah.
I thought they were just clearly outclassed in that game. And, so I think Darnold's coming for you, Jackson.
We'll see. I mean, could happen. I mean, if my boy keeps putting up averaging 300 yards and 100 rushing,
that's pretty
and
crazy.
Putting up W's too. I mean, you add an L to that, and it. I mean, I'm not obviously Heisman's have won with mediocre to good records.
Well, when Tebow won the Heisman, I think they were 8-5. They were 9-4. I want to say.
Yeah.
But he had 30 touchdowns passing and 20 rushing. So
right. You just got to give it to the guy.
Yeah.
So moving on, NFL. I want to do a quick little. I know that guys, we're gonna break down. We're gonna do head-to-head matchups. We're gonna do fantasy. But for those of you who are Hard Knocks fans, your boy Bobo Wilson is a fucking asshole. Like, he just up and went to Miami on when they were trying to sign him to the practice squad. Have you seen this? Have you watched the last episode? Oh, I apologize. Yeah, you have this look on your face right now. I'm sorry. I'm spoiler alert, guys. Anyway,
I was also eating a pizza roll. That's my bad.
It's okay. You eat pizza rolls, man. You're a growing boy. Bobo Wilson, right, from FSU. This kid, he's got an attitude issue. He ends up crushing it, right? Like, everybody's getting cut. All the fan favorites are getting cut. McQuarters or whatever.
R.W. McQuarters?
No, who's the back? McNichols, that's it. McNichols gets cut, Bullock gets cut, and then Bobo Wilson.
McNichols getting cut is pretty crazy to me. Because,
he got picked up by Frisco.
Well, what I'm saying is that he was a super, in this day and age, a great dual threat running back that played. I mean, he played wide receivers for a couple years at Boise.
They said it was all mental with him. Like, he just got a bad case of the nerves. He got the Aguayas, if you will. And
nobody calls it that. And you saw it too in the first couple preseason games, and he just, it's like a shame more than anything. Is that
you get in your own head, man. I mean, but back to this, the Bobo, he's got just such a terrible attitude. He ends up impressing everybody. He kills his last preseason game, gets touchdowns, or gets yardage, gets yak, whatever. They go to tell him, like, hey, you're going to be on our practice squad because we're only trying to keep X amount of receivers, but, barring injury, you're the next guy up. This guy ends up going down to Miami and partying all night. Then they give him an ultimatum. They're like, if you're not here by 1 tomorrow, then we're going to give the job to someone else. He shows up at 12:59. And he's just like, my bad, I just got to be on, blah, 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 blah. If that guy makes an NFL roster and you give him millions of dollars.
Don't worry, he'll be on the Browns too.
Dude, he's going to be the next, Andre Rison, but, a worse version. Fucking.
So he's going to have his girlfriend destroy his house via fire?
He's just basically going to, burn down a house with, a celebrity pop star.
It wasn't him who
dies later.
That was Left Eye. Oh, wow.
Too soon?
Wow,
she's been dead for a long time. All right. Well, anyway, let's talk some real NFL.
Yeah, talk some real NFL. Thursday night football. That's not the theme. Thursday night. Oh, wait, no. Sunday night is Sunday night. What's Thursday night theme?
I don't know. I'm just doing a Fox Sports theme.
Yeah, do it again. Do it again real quick. We'll do it again. Perfect. Thursday night football. You had the Chiefs and the Patriots.
Yeah.
First couple drives, you're like, okay, this is going as planned. Patriots come down, score a touchdown. They get Kareem Hunt to fumble on his
Never fumbled in college.
He fumbled once in college, but recovered it himself.
Oh, okay.
Once. And his first carry, he fumbles. The Patriots come back down. Boom, boom, boom. They're at the 20-something yard line, maybe a little lower than that. And they get a 4th and 1, get stopped.
Yeah.
After Gronk drops a touchdown pass.
I was so pissed about that. I started Gronk. Let me just say this, too, with the whole Gronk-Brady reception. He was targeting... Brady was really bad that game. He was off. He missed a lot of wide-open passes, and I was kind of getting annoyed because I started in my one league game, Amendola, who was a stud for me, got 100 yards, 7 receptions, or whatever, 16 points, PPR. And then I started Gronk, and they take back the touchdown, and either way, he would have only gotten 9 points, but he only ends up getting 2 points. Yeah. And I'm like, calm the fuck on. Like, if you're down that big and you're trying to throw to, fucking Danny Amendola and all these little guys and Brandon Cooks who's dropping everything because he's so small, throw it to the fucking monster, Brady. I mean, you're the GOAT. Anywho.
I don't want to get too into this game.
It's a couple days removed.
It was pretty cool watching the play calling for me. At least one of my takeaways was Kansas City's. I don't know if his offensive coordinator or Andy Reid is calling the plays, but that first half, those first 3 quarters, running those weird option plays, like standard option
like the
plays.
Shuffles to Kelsey.
What I like to
cool.
the Tebow shovel. Up to when he was at UF, shoveling up to
Try
Hernandez.
it real quick. Shuffle to the camera.
Shoveling
it.
Oh, stop that. Okay. Why are your hands so much bigger than mine? So I thought that was super cool. And then in the third quarter, fourth quarter, started doing vertical routes with Tyreek Hill. Started doing wheel routes with Kareem Hunt.
Tyreek Hill, Jesus Christ.
When they clearly saw the mismatch when there's no linebacker that could have covered Kareem Hunt. Who was it? Marsh who was covering him. Yeah. And then it was just that 70-yard touchdown to Tyreek Hill, the blown coverage with Gilmore, the 70-something yard touchdown with Kareem Hunt when Marsh was trying to cover him, and Alex Smith was on.
Dude, he was throwing lasers.
It was
lasers.
And now, how does that reflect going, or how does that?
Patrick Mahomes, he's just gonna chill out for a little bit.
He's gonna chill.
Which is probably the best for a kid like him.
Absolutely. Going forward, I think we both agree Kareem Hunt's a stud. He's a number 1 running back.
It's just nice to see the every down. And don't get me wrong, though. If Spencer Ware was healthy, I mean, we'd be talking about some serious competition because Spencer Ware is no joke. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, there's nobody
just clear
that's
that
really
Hunt was that much better than Charkandrick West.
Yeah.
So going forward, too, also, I think Tyreek Hill is going to be a great number 2 wide receiver.
Oh my God.
I think Kelsey's going to be still a stud.
You know what Tyreek Hill reminds me a lot about is like almost like a more compact, like muscular Tavon Austin.
So actually, a successful Tavon Austin.
A successful Tavon Austin, if you will. Yeah. Tavon got that fat contract, which he earned that particular year.
So Alex Smith, I think he's not going to repeat that. I mean, it was clear that he
was in his zone.
He was in his zone. That was his 4th 300-yard passing game in his career. I think he is showing a different side of him. That first game, there's something about, I think maybe losing that starting role to Kaepernick in San Francisco really kind of shook him.
Yeah.
And I think he was trying to show that he can do that. Or maybe, it's either that or maybe just the offensive coordinator was opening up the playbook.
I think it comes down to, like, with guys like that, with guys like Cutler, whom I'm not defending at all. I think it's like baseball. You get called up, you do your thing, and then you get a different head coach. I mean, you get a different offensive coordinator every year. You get different defensive schemes every year that you're working up against practice. By the time you get an Andy Reid and you're hanging out for 5 years in the ladder of your career, you put up those 250, 2-touchdown games because you're facilitating the ball when if you would have started off early and had like a Mike Holmgren and just ripped it, then, things might have been different for you. But I truly believe that, you condition somebody in their developmental years from 21 to 30, and then at 31, you're like, okay, we're going to, or 30 or whatever, we're going to give you a decent coach who's going to run the ball a lot. And it's like they're not going to put up those gaudy numbers. Nobody comes out and just unleashes the ball. Or if they do it for 1 year, one game, like we saw, I think.
Moving forward, I think it shows the Chiefs have.
Don't move forward. Acknowledge that was a good hypothesis.
A good point. It was peer reviewed and it was okay.
Okay. I
think moving forward, like we said, Hunt's going to be a stud number 1. Hill's going to be number 2.
Said that.
We both said that. Kelsey's going to be a number 1 tight end. Smith is. Let's calm down about him a little bit. Patriots, they're going to be fine. Brady's going to be okay.
They're going to the Super Bowl this year.
Gronk's going to be okay. Cooks, I think.
It's too small. He's got bad hands.
That one's a little tough. I think losing Edelman hurt a lot more than
people realize.
I think their running back situation is super weird. Because they've
got 3 every down backs.
They have Gillislee has 3 touchdowns.
Gillislee has 3 touchdowns.
White has 9 carries when he had 36 all of last year.
So when you watch the game,
Burkhead had a few catches, and it's just like Lewis didn't even play.
Well, Burkhead is the odd man out. Okay, like he's very, very.
Lewis is the odd man out.
Lewis. No, I disagree.
Lewis didn't play at all at running back that entire game. He only returned kicks and punts.
Right. And that's fine because they're trying to test out Rex Burkhead, and that's fine. But Rex Burkhead is good. Mm-hmm. To me, regardless of who put up what touchdowns, James White is the clear best running back on that team from what we've seen thus far. He runs hard, he runs smart, he runs patient. And when it comes time to get a first down, let's say it's 3rd and 8, he's going to get it. I have yet to see him truly, truly fail on that. James White just runs harder than those guys and runs smarter. He's more of a complete package. Now, what they want to do with him in the Patriots scheme, it's like they got fucking 4 running backs.
Yeah. So. And it's Belichick. We've seen this time after time, year after year.
Who was their main guy all those years? It's just,
there was Corey Dillon, there was Lawrence Maroney, there was
Kevin
the first
Falk.
year was Antoine Smith, and you still had Kevin Falk.
Yeah.
They like multiple.
Don't
backs.
forget about Curtis Martin.
That was 90s. Yeah, okay, Curtis Martin. That was pre-Belichick, but absolutely. Hey, Max, get out of there.
Sorry, my cat interrupts the podcast every once in a while. We got the German Shepherd away though.
So I want to say, but Gronk, did Gronk look weird to you at all?
No,
or is that
Brady looked bad. Just call it what it was. A spade's a spade. Brady played a really bad game.
I think Gronk looked off. I don't know.
He's coming back after a full year, and he's been,
Well, I don't know if it's just I've never noticed it, but Gronk looks so uncoordinated. Maybe just compared to Eric Berry, who was covering him, he looked like he was stumbling every time he was running, as opposed to a fluid athlete.
Well,
maybe that's just something I've never noticed.
Yeah, he's not a very fluid guy if you watch him.
Because he's herky jerky when he's running, and I never noticed that about him.
That's a great acronym.
Maybe
not an acronym, but it's herky jerky.
HJ, herky jerky. The old
no,
HJ.
he's not a very he's not an Antonio Gates or like a Tony Gonzalez where they're very like good route runners and they're kind of just fluid and
he's
bam.
Just so
he's
big.
He's an elbow bam me Gronk catch ball. That it's the truth. I know it's a terrible stigma that they got on him, but. The truth of the matter is he's not one of those guys. But
so Gronk's going to be fine.
He's going to be fine if he stays healthy. And if you saw that catch in the end zone, what's a catch anymore? He had it.
We all know what a catch is. You have to catch the ball. You have to establish possession. You have to write a paragraph on what the
dissertation.
Make sure to be a peer review article on what the Declaration of Independence means to you. Absolutely.
All right, let's move past this because this is Sunday. I want to break down some real teams.
Yeah, let's do it. Some real teams.
Some real teams. Honorable mentions here. Cubs got their ass whooped today. What was that? 15-2?
15-2. After losing 2-0 yesterday too.
Also,
only 3 games up now on Milwaukee, and they got.
Don't worry, Milwaukee's
14.
Not going anywhere.
It was 14. The next 28 games are between either Milwaukee or St. Louis.
Milwaukee gets a hard on, and Braun just destroys us. That's all that happens, and then they fall by the wayside. The only team I'm ever worried about is the Cardinals. That's not arrogance; it's just the truth. Look at the history and the track record. Get it together, Cubs. Your bat's got to fire up, and your pitching staff can't be giving up 15.
Yeah, Schwarber get on base.
Yeah, Schwarbs. Also, want to bring up Akeem Hicks.
Yeah.
Just got signed today to a 4-year, $48 million deal with the Chicago Bears. I think that's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm not very keen on defensive tackles making buku bucks. I've never really seen it pan out well outside of Reggie White, and that was right at the start of the free agency era. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you think about guys, the cautionary tales of like the Vince Wilforks, the Dontari Poes, the Albert Hainsworths, the Ndamukong Suhs. It just seems to cripple the teams financially more than help. I think like defensive tackle is one of those things where, Haloti not as hot one year, he's forgotten about the next kind of deal. You plug up the middle and you have it rotating. But 4 years, $48 million, Bears have so much money. I don't see it being really that big of an issue right now. I don't know what you feel about it, but I think
Bears aren't going to be very good for the next
Don't
few
be a
years.
dick.
So.
Don't be a dick.
I looked at their schedule. If they get out 2-7 the first 9 games, I'd be impressed.
It's a tough division. It's tough.
It's not their division. Stop saying it's a tough division. It's not a tough division.
It is. You got to go up against Aaron Rodgers twice a year. No, you got to go up against fucking.
No, you know what's funny? They're playing the NFC South. That's why it's so tough for them this year.
Stop.
No, they have to play. They have to play the.
Jameis isn't that good.
They're starting with the Falcons. They have to play the Bucks. They have to play the Saints. I think they have the Packers. They have obviously, and then the first 8 games they have the Saints also. They have the Panthers. It's not looking great for them.
I know.
And I think with Glennon starting too, it's going to be kind of rough coming up. Which is why I wanted to start with. Matchup that I'm interested in, fantasy wise and just in general, the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay,
they come into.
I'm familiar with this game.
Soldier Field.
I'm familiar with this.
How you feeling?
I mean, again, going into the season, I don't think we're going to do 6-10, 8-8. It'd be great.
Fuck, 8-8.
I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, we actually
which is me last year with the Bucks. So
you guys don't understand. Everybody's got a hard on for Ezekiel Elliott. I think Jordan Howard.
We have to make a bet.
I think Jordan Howard is a better running back than Ezekiel Elliott, and everybody's
what?
Look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie. What are you
numbers
laughing about?
lie all of the time.
What are you laughing about? What's funny about that?
Better.
Are you kidding me?
No, I would never kid you.
He started 4 games after Ezekiel Elliott, and he was not far behind him in numbers whatsoever. He wasn't even the featured back at that point. And Ezekiel Elliott's like this highly touted rookie sensation. No one's talking about Jordan Howard. You know what? If you're going to be a fucking cock about it, I'm going to look up his fucking numbers right now. Go ahead. Talk about your matchup.
So I was going to say a couple fantasy things and a couple whatever. I really like the Falcons coming in this game, obviously. I think they're going to do really well. It's obvious. Julio Jones, Tevin Coleman, Devontae Freeman, I think are all going to be pretty good this game. I like, not necessarily a sleeper, but someone who came on at the end of last year. Taylor Gabriel was really awesome last year. And also, I do think with Mike Glennon under center, just because he is kind of prone to that pick six, I like the Falcons defense. Starting this year. And I'm sorry, buddy. I'm not trying to put you down or the Bears down. I'm just saying I think the Falcons rout this game.
No, I'm not even. I'm not going against that.
And I think Howard's a really good back. I just don't think he's as good as Zeke.
What's that? Dude, okay, so Zeke had 300 more yards. They had the same, I think. Actually, Jordan Howard averaged more yards than him.
More yards per carry, more yards per game?
Just average.
What is it? Yards per carry.
Yards per carry, yeah.
Yeah, so 5.1 versus 5.2.
And he did it in about 100 less attempts.
So that's means better for Zeke because if you have more attempts, that means
right. Obviously, because he had 4 more games, he did route him. He did route him in touchdowns, 15-6. But that's just what it is. I mean, it's the Bears and the. I don't know why you keep laughing like a dick.
I'm not laughing like a dick.
You are laughing like a dick.
I'm a dick.
No, you are. You are laughing like a dick. It's like, oh my god, like they're 300 yards away in rushing.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. They are 300 yards away in rushing, but a 9 touchdown difference.
Yeah, a 9 touchdown. I mean, it all depends on. It also depends on offensive schemes.
I think Jordan Howard's good. I don't think
it comes
he's
down to
good
offensive
Zeke,
schemes too. I mean, if you're right on the goal line, you have the best offensive line in football. I mean, why chance a pass? We all saw what happened to Seattle. I mean, you sniff out the goal line. With Jordan Howard, this wasn't the plan. It wasn't like Jordan is the man. It was like, oh my god, we have some real talent in here. We didn't realize it until 4 games into the season. And then he ends up putting up 1,300 yards, 6 touchdowns, average 5 yards a carry. And he only fumbled once.
I think he's very, very good. I just don't think he's Zeke.
See, well, why not? Numbers don't lie.
But the numbers were that he averaged basically the same, 5.2 versus 5.1 with 100 less carries.
Yeah. There's a lot of different factors, too.
Of course, but he also had 9 less touchdowns. I mean, I get the offensive line is better, but you guys also have 3 very good interior linemen.
We picked up Josh Sitton in the middle of the season.
No, it was the beginning of the year. Dude, Josh Sitton.
It does but that's irrelevant. I mean, he doesn't know the scheme. He doesn't know things like that. You bring a guy into that, you can't automatically say he's amazing. It's like bringing in Tony Mandarich and being like, "Oh my god, our offensive line is amazing." First of all,
Josh Sitton went to UCF. All right, so he knows exactly what he's doing at all points.
Listen, all I'm saying is there isn't a spotlight on Howard, which I really do like. I feel guys under the radar are good, but there's no reason for numbers for him to be under the radar.
I think Jordan Howard's a very good back. I think if you got him in the late first or early second, that's going to be a hell of a pick. I just think against this
Falcons... I did get him in the late first in my second.
With this Falcons defense, I mean, you added Dontari Poe, which I don't necessarily agree. I think that contract is high for him, but I also think that he's a very good athletic run stuffer. I think you saw Vic Beasley on that line. You have Deion Jones at linebacker. You have Keanu Neal at safety.
We did. No one's saying that we don't need a hope and a prayer in order to win tomorrow. I'm even saying that. But I'm excited to see the progress.
For the matchup, I think obviously you have to start him if you drafted him. But I don't think it's going to work out very well because I think you're going to be down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And unfortunately they're going to go away. So hopefully he gets a few catches in the on third downs or if he's the receiving back, screens and all that. But I don't see him.
I would also stay away from any Bears receivers. I think the only people.
Who do you have now?
So we have Kevin White.
Kevin White. Yeah. That's right.
We have Kendall Wright.
Kevin White, Kendall Wright.
Kendall Wright, correct. We have Adam Sheehan at tight end.
Okay.
Shaheen, excuse me.
Shaheen.
And then Jordan Howard, obviously. But on the other end, in one of my leagues, start Julio Jones. You have to start Julio Jones. Yeah. We don't even have a defensive back. Our best defensive back is Kyle Fuller, and he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door. Mm-hmm. So that matchup is pretty much set in stone, even as a diehard Bears fan.
I would talk about Miami and then Tampa.
Yeah, who are you guys playing tomorrow?
Unfortunately, no one.
The Irmas.
All right. Bro,
too much.
Not cool.
Too much.
I thought we'd also talk about we have a couple matchups on Monday night, but the Sunday afternoon game, Seattle at Green Bay.
Yeah,
I think that one's super exciting. I think that one's just going to be a good football matchup as far as fantasy goes.
That's a toss up when it comes to fantasy.
That one's tough because it's
Jordy could go off, Russell could go off, Rodgers could go off, and Baldwin could go off.
I don't think Montgomery's going to go off. That's the one that
I don't know why everybody's so high on Montgomery. Is it because he's so versatile?
If you have another running back to start, I would say start them over Montgomery just because Seattle. I mean, they added. Was it Sheldon Richardson? Mm-hmm. They added, which
he's
is just
a monster.
You're adding another guy to that defense. I mean, Wagner is just a freak in the middle, and you have the safeties, and it's just. That's a tough defense.
I just don't understand the fascination with Ty Montgomery. I think he's a fantasy live or die by the sword, and yet I have yet to see him prove that he is a cutthroat fantasy football player. 25 points week in, week out. I just don't see it. I know that he has the potential to be it because he's pass catcher, because he's a running back. But I mean, what's Ty Montgomery's best game? I would have to look that up. I had him all year last year, and he rode my bench. He wasn't that impressive to me. People go nuts for Ty Montgomery.
Well, he's also the running back for the Packers with Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback, so people are going to like... I mean, people like...
It's like the tight end theory that we talked about.
That I just don't... I get it, but I don't at the same time.
For all you Martellus Bennett owners, listen up.
No, it just seems year after year, whoever it's normally not a free agent because of the Packers, but they have, the Bubba Franks, and then they go to...
Bubba was that dude, though.
Jermichael Finley, and then they go to Jared Cook, and now it's Martellus Bennett. It just seems year after year, people just... They expect...
You're talking about the 7'1" tight end?
7'1", 350 pounds, heavyweight champion of the world.
Runs a 4.4.
That they expect the tight end for the Packers to do really well. And it's maybe he has a game here or there, but they're always drafted way too high. And they assume just because their quarterback's Aaron Rodgers that
and he likes to go outside,
yeah. But he loves the back shoulder fade to Jordy Nelson or to Greg Jennings or to Donald Driver. And that those were his dudes. And it just seems like... it makes sense. I get the argument because it's the tight end is the quarterback's best friend, but Aaron Rodgers has never seemed to really connect with a tight end.
Right. He's not like a Tony Romo.
He's not Tony Romo, Jason Witten. He's not a Brady to Gronk. He's not one of those guys, and it's never seemed to really work out the way the
I wish he was
Brady
to Gronk. I really wish Brady was still to Gronk.
Yeah.
2 years in a row.
So then moving on to, I thought a couple Monday night games have been pretty fun.
Yeah, guys to start in that game, obviously if you have them, consider Baldwin, Russell, Rodgers, and Jordy. I don't know. I would go, maybe even Devontae Adams might have a big game because Jordy might get...
Well, Jordy's going to... I mean, the thing is, Sherman doesn't guard the number one guy. Sherman guards the right side. Or the left side. That's what he does. So you can put Jordy on the right side against Paul Richardson.
Yeah.
So you can kind of use that. I think I would not start Martellus Bennett week 1. I would not start Ty Montgomery week 1. But I don't necessarily mind Jordy Nelson. I think if you drafted him, you have to start him. I think Aaron Rodgers, of course, you have to start. Russell Wilson, you have to start. Stay away from all of the Seattle running backs. That's my personal opinion. Okay, yeah, let's say you start Eddie Lacy has 3 touchdowns. Great. That's not something that's going to be consistent. Okay, great.
I would agree with that, but I'm kind of fucked in one of my leagues.
You start Thomas Rawls. Okay, cool.
Well, Thomas, I believe,
he has 200 yards. It's like you don't know, and it's like, yeah, there's potential. So it's like maybe if you're super solid and you have a super hard feeling about something, or like a
or you could be like me, where you're really fucked at running back and you have to start Eddie Lacy.
So I guess if you have to start one of those guys, who would you start?
In terms of running back, there seems to be a lingering issue with Rawls, whom I like, but I think Lacy's return to Green Bay, I think you got to go with Lacy, considering the
revenge game.
The revenge game, considering that Rawls has had lingering injuries. CJ Procise is like way low on the depth chart. Do they have a fourth?
Chris Carson.
Chris Carson,
also
fuck
Alex
yourself.
Collins.
Alex Collins, fuck yourself. Like, I'm going Eddie Lacy.
I would go CJ Procise just because they're down back and he's going to get you a few catches. So you're guaranteed that at least, because I have no idea who's going to play or start. Eddie Lacy, I guess, is the starter, but
either way, it's like eating a shit sandwich. It's
like getting a New England running back.
Yeah.
You're going to be full, but at the end, you still don't, because shit sandwich, but at the end you're eating shit, right?
I'm done with this.
Is that
what else is next?
The first game Monday night, New Orleans at Minnesota.
Don't start any New Orleans.
I think you can start.
We're not doing the matchup yet.
You can start Michael Thomas. I think.
Yeah.
You can start Drew Brees because it's a Monday night game, but I think that Minnesota run defense is sick. It's been super awesome the past couple of years.
I've been actually have a couple questions from our buddy Fred on Adrian Peterson.
Fred from Chicago.
Fred from Chicago. Yeah, actually, he's originally from Sheboygan. Hates the Packers though, so we like him. What is he asked me what to do about asked us men in scoring position what to do about Adrian Peterson, sit or start. Really?
Yeah. I mean,
you don't think he's going to goal line sniff, pound it through?
I mean, if in a non-PPR league, yeah, if you have nothing else to do, okay, great. He could fill in that role.
I love how Adrian Peterson's like just
he's been like that. He only has 3.5 yards a carry last year.
Yeah.
When he was in, I think the Saints offensive line isn't that great. The Minnesota defensive line is really good. They've been a top 5 in run defense the past couple of years. That's a super tough one. I mean, I guess sure he could take away a few goal line touches.
You're really selling us on this. I guess sure he could.
But I like Mark Ingram better in that offense. I like Alvin Kamara better in that offense.
Yeah.
I just don't like Adrian Peterson this year at all.
All right, who on Minnesota does it for you? Who tickles your pickle? Adam Thielen.
Adam Thielen, I think, is going to be especially.
I had him last year. He had one game where he had 44 points. And
sure, yeah. Well, no, he ended up with 69 catches, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Favorite number ever.
900 yards?
69.
Oh, okay, got it. I think he's a guy
for
to watch.
Oral.
Kyle Rudolph. Two-way player, if you will. Kyle Rudolph.
That's how it works.
I think he's going to be super. I think he's going to have another good year. I think Bradford's actually a quarterback who loves his tight ends. if you know what I mean.
You talk to him about it?
Yeah, me and Sam talk all the time.
You're like, SP, what's up, buddy?
I think he's going to be pretty good especially this game and throughout the year.
All right, what else we got?
Dalvin Cook.
Love him. Love everything about him. Greatest dude ever. No. His piece of shit thing he did. That's
Joe Mixon. That's not Dalvin Cook.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know what it is. I get the two mixed up all the time.
What is wrong with
one's
you?
on Baltimore, one's on Cincinnati.
Neither are on Baltimore.
Neither on Baltimore. Oh yeah, it's Danny Woodhead. Where's Mixon?
What are you?
Where's Mixon at?
Mixing on Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Dalvin Cook's on
Minnesota. That's right, Dalvin Cook. Minnesota. Now we're there, guys. It is 1:30 in the morning. Yes, Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook.
You got to start him. Absolutely have to start him. I think he went really high in most leagues.
I'd say third or fourth round. Yeah, most leagues.
Third round. Mm-hmm. Like Dalvin Cook. Who else is taking away touches from him?
Latavius Murray, UCF grad.
Yeah,
but he's all 6'4", and I don't like that in running backs.
Yeah.
Too tall, dark, and handsome. You know what I'm saying? He's a little too tall, dark,
smooth.
and handsome.
That was smooth. A little too tall, dark, and handsome. You know what I'm saying?
San Diego, Denver. That's the Monday night, the second Monday night game.
Jamal Charles is interesting.
That I'm sure Chris Berman's going to call and make many. No, he's off. Never mind. Damn it. That was always my favorite. Was the second Monday night game, and Berman would make the 1950s references, and
yeah.
This reminds me of Pearl Harbor, all that stuff. So I like that game's gonna be super interesting. I think
there's a lot of weird dynamics.
Your boy
on that.
Philly Ribs is gonna he averages 40 attempts a game against Denver. I think Keenan Allen's gonna do pretty well. I think they lost TJ Ward to the.
What is your fascination? I don't get it. What is your fascination with San?
Because you hate him so much.
No, it's not even that. I like San Diego. I just don't understand your weird obsession.
I don't have a weird
obsession. Or LA or whatever the fuck.
I'm just saying he's a Hall of Famer. That's all I'm saying.
No, but you love Phillip Rivers. You love Keenan Allen.
I don't love Phillip Rivers.
Dude, you're like...
I like Keenan Allen.
It's just bizarre
because
to me.
When he's
you
on...
won't acknowledge it.
Because
it's like that dude who's gay but won't say that he's gay, but everybody knows he's gay. Just say that you love the Chargers and we'll move on.
First of all, coming out as a Phillip Rivers fan is not...
It's pretty gay.
Something that you need to tell me.
It's pretty gay.
It is my own personal decision.
It's okay. I love the gays. I'm a fan of the gays. I collect the gays. But that being said, you love the Chargers. Just say it. You'll feel so much better. Just, my name's Billy, and I love the Chargers.
I think Chargers are going to be decent this year. I think they're the team
they're winning the Super Bowl
year after year they have the shitty luck and they have all the injuries and I just think they're a better team than they need to be. I think Keenan Allen's going to be good this year. That's all I'm saying. And Melvin Gordon.
Keenan Allen's going to be so good.
All right, so I thought what we do this week too would be pretty fun. Is we're going to start the Eliminator picks.
Yes.
Me and Travis. We haven't decided.
Travis and I.
No, fuck off.
Travis.
So the loser.
Wait.
Must.
Really quick?
Yes.
You know how I just did the Travis and I thing, which is like the cuntiest thing one can do?
Mm-hmm.
I saw a really funny meme on Facebook the other day where it was like license and registration, or can I see your license and registration? I don't know. Can you? It was an English teacher. All right, continue. Moving on.
So the way Eliminator Pool works, Suicide Pool, whatever you want to call it.
Which one is it?
We pick one, whatever you want to call it. We pick one winner a week.
Suicide's so final. Let's do Eliminator.
Okay, fine. Fine.
No, Suicide's.
Okay, great. Suicide Squad. So we pick one winner a week. That's all we have to do. However, the trick is you can't pick the same team more than once in a year. So we're going to do every week now. Me and Travissimo are going to pick one winner. We're going to post it online. You guys can make fun of us if you will or if you want. Loser must wear the opposing men's score position's favorite team's jersey, shirt, whatever, out one night to a bar and must, if asked, answer that they are a fan of that team.
It will be videotaped. There will be dialogue. It should be funny. So, Billy, you ready to be a Bears fan?
So, week number one, Travis, what's your pick?
Week number one, Falcons.
Falcons over the Bears.
Dude, it's just lock.
Week number one, I'm going Pittsburgh over...
You're going to use your Pittsburgh now?
Sure. Yeah, I say the Falcons. Over the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, the preseason champs.
So that's what I'm going to take.
Shout out
so
to...
we're going to post that on. Again, you can make fun of us. You can agree that I'm going to win.
We're going to write this
down. You can buy Travis a Tampa... What are you, an XL?
Fuck you. I'm just a large.
Okay, just a large. That's rude. I'm a double X or an XL tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want to buy me a Bears thing, too.
All right. I got the hiccups.
All right, so I have really quick. I thought we'd end this on a fun thing, a little trivia.
Okay.
For Travis.
Trivia for Trav.
So I know.
Talking tacos with Trav.
Talking trivia Trav.
Talking trivia Trav.
So I thought.
Talking trivia
I know we've been ignoring it a lot lately.
Sorry.
But MLB is still going on right now.
Yes, it is.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question about Major League Baseball this year, and you answer it.
Okay.
You ready?
Is that how trivia works?
Who is leading Major League Baseball in batting average right now?
In batting average right now. Who's leading it? In batting average right now.
Correct.
It would be Cody Bellinger?
Incorrect. Jose Altuve at 350.
Yeah, that's right.
That's one for Billy.
Okay. How does that work?
It's one for Billy.
Fucking bullshit.
Who is leading Major League Baseball in the lowest ERA?
Kershaw?
Correct. Nick Kershaw is correct.
All right.
At 215.
That was a safe
Who
bet.
is leading? It's one for Travis. Who is leading Major League Baseball in home runs?
Oh, it's not Aaron Judge. It's I just took over it. Nolan Arenado? No. Giancarlo Stanton.
Which one's your final answer?
Stanton.
Giancarlo Stanton is correct at 53.
Yeah, he's on pace to hit like 64 or something.
Break the actual MLB record.
Yeah. 2 for Trav.
That's 2 for Trav.
Talking Triv with 2 for Trav.
Who is leading Major League Baseball in runs batted in?
RBIs. Ooh.
Which is incorrect. It's RBI.
RBI.
Because run batted ins?
Yeah.
No,
you wouldn't say Chineses.
So run batted in. It's RBI. Who's leading in RBI?
Who's leading in
There's
RBI?
There's no S at the end.
Who's leading in RBI? Would that also be Altuve?
Incorrect. It's Nolan Arenado.
I said that earlier. Son of
Last question.
We're just oversaturated with phenomenal young talent, and I'm so pumped. Although Altuve is not super young.
No, but he's super short.
He is.
Who is leading Major League Baseball in strikeouts as a pitcher?
Oh, pitcher strikeout.
Correct.
That's right.
Not batter strikeouts, pitching strikeouts.
Strikeouts? Kershaw? Final answer, Kershaw.
Incorrect. It's Chris Sale at 278.
That's right. He is a fucking legend.
He's on
this year.
pace for over 300.
Wow.
So that means I win.
That's such bullshit. What number? How many questions were there? Oh, 5. Fuck this guy. This is bullshit. Guys, this is a fun, delirious, informative, if you will, podcast. Guys, if you have any questions when it comes to fantasy football or anything like that, or where Joe Mixon is from, or anything of that sort, feel free to contact Men in Scoring Position at any one of our social media platforms, Facebook, SoundCloud, iTunes, all self-titled Men in Scoring Position. You can also find us on Snapchat and Twitter at Men in Scoring POS. Feel free to email us any of your thoughts, comments, general overall points of view to meninscoringpod@gmail.com. This will also be uploaded to SoundCloud, iTunes, and we are exclusively through YouTube. Again, quick reminder, if you like us on any of our social media platforms, feel free to show it to 3175 North Broadway, the Chicago Laugh Factory.
That's not the address.
Make sure that your girlfriend likes us, your friends like us, you all get free tickets.
Your
dog, whatever, dude.
If you got it, Facebook.
Doesn't fucking matter to us. Just bring them on. Come on down. Bring it on down to Veganville. You know what I'm saying? Billy, you got anything else you got to say?
No, I don't. Thank you so much,
all right, guys. Stay tuned and enjoy football this week.